still going to be very laid back, but we'll go ahead and kick it off to our log and learn. And so I'm really excited to see all of you guys on here. And this is the first time that Tami and Alex are participating in sort of this webinar online conferencing strategy or tool, and so I'm really excited for them. And I'm Rachel, and I have been doing this now for almost 6 years, and so I said I would absolutely help them and show them what we do and how we share our passion for the Isagenix nutrition, and just give everyone an opportunity to learn a little bit more, talk about their experiences, understand a little bit more about the products, the science, the research behind them, and just why I personally feel like everyone on the planet should use them. But I will start by introducing myself. We'll do a couple of other introductions. We'll dive right in, and we'll try to get you back to your life and dinner and whatnot as soon as we can. So I'm Rachael Meyer, and I have been in the health and wellness industry for over 20 years. I started as a fitness instructor, went on to be a health coach. I got my doctorate in clinical and health psychology. I ran a department for behavioral health and wellness for about 10 years in Colorado. And I've just always been super passionate about health and wellness, about nutrition, about fitness, about wellness in general, and everything that we can do to prevent disease and to stay as optimally healthy as possible for as long as possible. And so I was that person who kind of always tried the next best detox or cleanse or diet, or took supplements because my sister's a nutritionist and she said we are all deficient in certain vitamins and minerals. And so I said, okay, fine, if that's the best thing, I'll take them. So when she introduced me to Isagenix about 6 years ago, I had no hesitancy. I said, of course, sure, if you think this is great, I'll give it a try. Well, I will tell you that it was the only thing that I had ever done in my entire life that immediately lit me up from the inside out. It was the easiest thing that I had ever done. I was sleeping like a baby. Stress was rolling off my back, even as a psychologist, and I thought I could manage stress pretty well. I dropped about 10 pounds and 11 inches overnight, and I had been working my butt off in the gym and eating as clean as possible before that. And so something was obviously not working before Isagenix. So fast forward 6 years later, I can confidently say now I've helped more people than anything else that I've ever done. It works better than anything I've ever done, and with the most amount of ease and convenience than anything that I feel like I've ever advocated for or suggested to my clients. So I'm super passionate about it. We're going to talk about how and why all of that works. But before that, I would love to just maybe start with Tami, who has been using the products also for about a year now, right? And if you can just tell us your experience and why you love it and why you're passionate about now helping other people maybe have the same experience.
Just pretty much it's something I can do that's easy and quick, and it fills me up and makes me feel good so I don't snack. And I can take it to work on a late night and literally just have a shake and not have to worry about eating chips and cookies, even though I do sometimes, Tracy. But honestly, even the hydrate that I take makes me feel amazing when I'm dehydrated or just having a rough morning after having a little bit of a bender of a night. And and I've been doing the vitamins for a couple of weeks now, and I've definitely found a difference in just using the vitamins as well.
Yeah. It's true. It's like all about the convenience factor, making it easy, simplifying it, taking the guesswork out, but it allows you to still have that balance in life where you can munch on some of the chips and stuff and not feel guilty, but it also curbs the cravings naturally where you're just not seeking it out and wanting it. That's what I love the most too. And Alex, it's only been about a week so far, but I know that you were telling us that you've already noticed some changes. What has happened for you?
Yeah, I didn't think I would notice any changes this fast, but I already feel like I have more energy than before. Like I'm not sleeping in super late on weekends, or it's not hard to get up in the morning when I have like an earlier shift. And also like I just feel better. I don't feel like I need to snack so much or anything like that. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. I tell people literally 3 to 5 days, you put the products in your body and you will notice them working fast, which is the other really cool thing too, because that shows that they're having a prominent effect on the body at really as internal cellular level. And then I have my friend Sonia on here. She was maybe going to be able to chime in if she still has service. If you are, we would love to just hear your experience, Sonia, because I know it's been a little bit different than these gals too.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Totally.
So I started the products, 4 years ago almost, and had great success initially. I dropped all the unwanted pounds that I wanted off. Unfortunately, I let life take control and went through some downtime and stopped using the products and put the weight all back on. So last year I reached out to Rachael and I was like, okay, I need you. I need you back in my life. Help me. So I've been back on the products for a year. I've gotten back into a fitness routine. I just ran my first Spartan race a couple weeks ago. And I was strong, and all I had before the start of my race was my protein shake. I did the IsaPro, and that fueled me for the race. I didn't have to use any gels or snacks in between. And I felt good. I didn't eat until I got home. It was pretty awesome. So I love the products. I've got a few friends kind of also wishy-washy starting on and off of them. I know that they've enjoyed using them when they've gotten on them. But again, we work with dogs. Most of my friends are all in animal rescue and on the go, which is why I keep telling them that they need the shakes, because it's a lot easier than going through a drive-through, right? When you're on the go. So, but yeah, I mean, I love the products. I love the vitamins. I wake up in the morning and I'm not a morning person. To get to work on time now that I'm back in an office job. So I just love the products, and I tell anybody who will listen about that.
That's awesome.
They think I'm in a cult.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it comes across as too good to be true, but when you feel that way, it's really hard to describe. And so you come across as like all bubbly and yay, and you've got to try this. But when the people do, they're like, okay, now I kind of get what she was talking about, and now I understand all the hype. But it does. And so here's why, though, because I think a lot of times it's a lot easier to kind of wrap your mind around and understand when you get the theory and the premise behind how Isagenix was created. So there's three main issues in our environment today. Number one, our food is nutritionally bankrupt. So if you look at an apple or a bowl of spinach or a tomato that grandma grew in her garden and you literally picked it and you ate it that day when it was ripe and ready to be eaten, it was full of nutrients and we didn't have this issue. But now soil is depleted. We have all of the mass, farming issues, pesticides, herbicides. We pick things pre-ripened. They get shipped across the country. They sit on a grocery shelf. Then you maybe microwave it. By the time people are actually ingesting food, the nutrition content is so much lower than it used to be. You're just running on fumes is the best way to describe it. We're just not getting the levels of minerals and vitamins and nutrients that our bodies need to do what they should do regularly. So a big part of Isagenix, we're going to talk about the solutions, is flooding your body with this nutrition that we really truly cannot get anymore in today's environment. And there are studies like the UCLA Institute did a research study that showed you have to eat 43 bowls of spinach today to equal 1 bowl of spinach from the 1940s or 50s. Like, I don't care who you are. No one's going to eat 43 bowls of spinach. If you do, you're going to be stuck in the bathroom the rest of the weekend. Like, it just isn't possible. So the other big part of the environmental issue that we're facing is toxicity. So even though we have kidneys and livers that do a really good job of constantly filtering out impurities and chemicals and toxins from our bodies, we are not keeping up at the rate that we're exposed to water pollution and air pollution and all the cars on the road and the skincare products that we're putting on our body and the household cleaning products, right? So unless you live in a bubble, your body is constantly being infiltrated with all of these extra chemicals and toxins that, again, did not exist 40, 50, 60, 100 years ago. And then the third main thing that we're looking at is stress. And people, your body doesn't know that it's not running from a tiger. Back in the day, cortisol and things like needing to fire on the moment was a good thing. But now, work stress, emotional stress, relationship stress, financial stress, even going to the gym is a form of stress on the body. Body constantly feeling like it's under attack causes havoc on the adrenals, causes adrenal fatigue, causes increased cortisol levels, where you might need 5 cups of coffee to wake up in the morning just to be able to open your eyes, and then you've got racing thoughts at the end of the day that you can't shut off to go to sleep. That all has to do with these off balance sort of hormonal cortisol related adrenal functioning types of things. So where does Isagenix come into play? The shakes, which all of you guys have talked about, myself included, are one, freaking nutritious, or are delicious to begin with, but they are so nutritious. And when you read the label and you see what is actually being put into our shakes, flooding your body and just filling you up, it's literally like going from 0 to 60, that car that now has full gas tank, right? And was running on fumes. That's why people feel it immediately. That's why in less than a week, Alex, you're noticing the energy, why we want to pop out of bed and we can stay up later at night, because you actually have the energy that your body needs to function. Then, as you're removing the impurities, so we have something that's called the Cleanse for Life, and it's focused on cellular cleansing, not a colon cleanse, not a poopy cleanse. You're not going to be rushing to the bathroom or anything funky like that, but at a cellular level, it's helping the body go through what it's already doing. It's already doing this natural detoxification process, but it's expediting it. It's just making things move quicker because we're getting bombarded more quickly. Right? So one day out of the week is what we call a fasting cleanse day, based off of the idea of intermittent fasting, where you stop digestion and focus on detoxification to really remove all of those impurities from the body. Or some people prefer to just do it as a slower process on a nightly, daily cleanse.
That's
and that's Tami, right? You absolutely don't have to do the fasting portion. It depends on sort of what your ultimate health goals are. But the nice thing, again, comes back to that keyword, which is flexibility with Isagenix, and there are so many different options to make it work for each individual person. And then to address and combat the stress-related issue, because stress isn't going away. All of those things are not going away for people. But if you can help the body at the cellular level, at the hormonal level, to mitigate the stress response, so we basically have things that are called adaptogenic herbs. If you think about little wildflowers that grow at the top of like a tundra, where the environment is very extreme, lots of different winds or weather changes or temperature changes, right? And they have to be really hardy, and they have to be able to withstand kind of all of the environmental stressors. Those same adaptogenic herbs, things like ginseng, shilajit, ashwagandha, if you've heard of anything like this, are put into our product called Ionic Supreme, which is basically helping the body to mitigate stress, to manage the stressors that are placed upon it, so that you remain more even keel and balanced rather than having those ups and downs and spikes. So you just wake up naturally with energy. You don't need the 5 cups of coffee, or it helps calm the body at nighttime, so you just naturally fall asleep rested, right? And then the last piece is basically, Tami, now that you've added in the vitamins, and you're seeing that's sort of the 4th pillar that fills in the gaps. So even our shakes, there are certain things that you can't get from food that we need to supplement, and so you're getting all of the things to fill in the gaps that the diet doesn't have, right? So vitamin D3, K2, CoQ10, resveratrol, fish oil, vitamin C, kind of all of these extra abundance of minerals and vitamins that, again, just skyrocket your body in terms of anti-aging, the energy, the oxidative stress, a ton of antioxidants, just really, really good stuff. Plus this really cool product that affects the telomeres. And if you're not familiar with telomeres, basically at the end of the DNA strand in your brain, if you think about like a little capsule, the piece that's at the end of the shoelace, if that little cap came off, the shoelace would fray. As we age, that's basically what's happening with the DNA strands in the brain, is they're kind of fraying, and that's why people start to age, saggy skin, poor night vision, mind, sort of brain fog, mental clarity types of issues. But this supplement helps to re-lengthen those telomeres, to keep them from shortening, to keep them from fraying. And so when you look at like before and after pictures, especially people that have been using Isagenix nutrition for a long time, many months or even years, my sister, my mom, myself, a lot of other people, it almost looks like we're aging in reverse. I mean, it has definitely stopped. My mom looks 15 years younger. So that's kind of the gist. It's not about calorie counting. It's not about calorie restriction or deprivation. It's not about going in and saying you have to cut all of these other things out. It's saying feed your body with what it's missing it's going to go to work to decide, should I eat those other things, because it knows it no longer needs it. That's why the cravings go down, and that's why it makes just management of food easier. And when you're detoxing and removing those impurities, that's why you're feeling lighter, less bloated, less inflamed, clearer mental focus and concentration. And again, also obviously with the adaptogens and the adrenal functioning and adrenal management, you're just feeling more relaxed, more even keel, more like balance, that you can just face the world and face whatever you're kind of dealing with in life with ease. So that being said, how does Isagenix fit into people's lives? We have solutions across the board, and you've heard everything from just basic nutrition, a better breakfast, to sports performance, to some weight loss, healthy aging. Kind of, I believe everyone can benefit, because we all face those three main issues. So I believe Isagenix can fit into people's lives no matter what. But if you're looking for a weight loss solution, hands down, like I said, in 20 years, it's the best thing I've ever found for people to lose weight with ease and keep it off, assuming they keep putting the products in their body. And we recognize that life happens and sometimes this can change, but when we can really figure out how to adapt it and make it fit into your lifestyle without it being a diet or regimen, long-lasting life or long-lasting weight loss can absolutely occur. For other people, it's finding that extra boost in the gym, more strength, being able to, lift heavier or do more reps. For some people, it is putting the brakes on that aging process, trying to help with things like brain fog and mental clarity and concentration issues. And for some people, it's like, this is just easier. I hate to meal prep. I hate to go to the grocery store. I hate to make food. If I can blend a shake in 30 seconds and be done, give it to me, right? And so across the board, I truly believe that there is something for everyone. We are a foundation for wellness with over 70 different products to choose from. That being said, anytime I get someone started on Isagenix, personally, I really truly believe in doing what's called the 30-day rebalancing or 30-day reset program, because it's going to address those three main issues that I just talked about. It's going to give you the shakes to flood your body with nutrition. It's going to give you the cleanse to remove the impurities, and it's going to give you the ionics to sort of manage the adrenal and the cortisol, right? After that, it kind of becomes an open book to whatever you're looking for as a longer term lifestyle program using the nutrition. But I always recommend everyone come in and do the 30-day rebalancing system to just kind of get things back into a steady state, even keel, and then we go from there. And the cool thing about all of this too, and I know we have coming up on time here, but the community and the support, and Tami and Alex maybe even as relatively new to the groups and participating, I personally just feel, again, as a psychologist, I've never seen something as strong and as supportive and uplifting and encouraging. And we know when it comes to health behavior change, a lot of times people aren't successful or don't meet their goals because they're alone and they're trying to do this on their own, and they don't necessarily have the support from friends or family or others. But when you're part of this group and this community of people cheering you on and yay, it's your first cleanse day and talking you through it, it just makes it a lot easier. And I believe stick around Isagenix well past the nutrition for the community. But Tami and Alex or Sonia, anything you would add to that or your experience so far?
No, I think you pretty much summed it up.
Pretty much.
Awesome, awesome. So Tracy, I know I'm going to put you on the spot. You're the only one that's not really actually using Isagenix yet. And it's totally okay if you don't, but any questions or anything that's specific even for you that we can answer since you have the spotlight tonight?
Well, I don't have any questions right now, but I'm sure Tami can fill me all in.
Absolutely.
Tami knows everything about Isagenix.
she's definitely learning, and obviously she knows how to find the answer if she doesn't.
Right.
And I obviously love it, and I'm always here for anyone who may have an interest or have questions. So, and anything else, Sonia, that you would want to chime in or add?
I don't think so. Can you hear me? I can't tell if I'm dialed in.
Yep,
Okay.
you're good.
No, I mean, I think just like what Rachel was saying, the community and just knowing that anybody on the team is there to answer questions and if you feel like you're in a slump and you need help, like which product should I use to help me get through this or that, they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always tell people, if any of this sounds interesting and exciting, just don't go buy it on Amazon or eBay, or certainly don't pay retail, because you'll pay 25% more. And then you don't get that community and that culture and the customer service, excellent customer service of Isagenix. So check back in if it's something that you decide to look at in the future. Just make sure to certainly reach out to Tami and Alex if they invited you, or me or Sonia if I invited you, and we'll make sure to get you set up, certainly with the lowest cost available, but also with the most support to help you achieve your goals and reach your goals. So thank you. I'm glad that you were able to tune in, and I will hopefully see you in our groups sooner rather than later.
Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Rachel.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
Good night.
You too.